Hi and welcome to another episode of my career here at Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I have unlocked a transport mission a while back, a couple days ago, so I am going to do this. I don't anticipate this to be too crazy or exciting. It's going to take about an hour. I'm not going to do the whole or show the whole thing. I will cut some of the basic flying out. I will edit it, but I kind of want to see what's in there. I'll show you whatever's interesting is happening here or you need to know for these types of missions. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I am assuming that this will unlock future other transport missions. And obviously with bigger planes, there's going to be probably more long distance trips. So here we are. We got to transport goods to a destination. Mission criteria is to ensure cargo integrity, airline procedures, respect the condition of the aircraft. That's a new one. Airline procedures. I'm not sure what that's going to involve, so let's take a look at it, and that way we'll know for future reference. Here we are. We are in a Cessna 172 again. It's Horizon Airlines cargo. Obviously, they dropped off whatever we have to deliver. Who knows what it is? Maybe they'll tell us. Maybe they won't. We'll find out. So let's get in the cockpit. We're in the cockpit now. So we're going to do the usual, start up the engine, put the avionics on. To turn the second screen on, there is a enter button right there. I am highlighting in blue. If you press that button, that will turn on your screen. And that way you have directions. There was a question in one of the previous comments, so I appreciate that. So hopefully that shows you how to do that. That screen is pretty easy there, and obviously if you play around with these, there's ways to actually go into menus here, whereas there's a menu over here. But you have autopilot here. I do wish that there was more training on how to use this interface, especially for your career mode. Let's start this up. So let's go.
Hi there. It's Widad. Now that you're all set up, let me go over the important details with you. Loose cargo on board. This is a very important shipment for one of our clients. Needs to get to Mbadifo Tatra promptly. Our sensitive cargo containers are built to handle slight turbulence, but maintain a constant flight speed and adapt to changing conditions. A prompt and safe delivery is key for the success of our business. You have all the pertinent information in your flight packet as a reminder. Safe travels.
So where's this flight packet that she's talking about? Is it in our tablet right there? And if so, I wish I knew how to get there. Looks like we're delivering a bunch of Amazon deliveries, I think. That's what it looks like to me. All right, so let's go ahead and get a parking brake off and taxi.
Foxtrot Mike November, Charlie Traffic Cessna 5 Romeo. Hotel Delta Quebec is taxiing to runway 29er.
Now, one thing I am not going to do on this flight is I'm not going to try to pull zero gravity and see if those boxes float, because obviously I want to get a good score on it pass, at least my first one. But I can say I won't try that because I'm tempted on some future mission where maybe it's once I have enough credits or something like that, and just to out of interest, just to see what happens. Do they actually fly around in your cabin? I don't know. All right, and I think there's no tower here. It's just us. I don't see anybody coming on. And
Foxtrot Mike November, Charlie Traffic Cessna 5
again,
Romeo.
I don't think there's
Hotel
much
Delta
traffic
Quebec,
here.
taking off runway 29er departure to the south.
Let's get 5 degrees of flaps to help us get up. Looks like we have a lot of runway though, so we should be good. And we are going to enter the runway. Oh, we gotta go all the way to the end. Okay, I was not paying attention here again. So like I said, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Like I said, I'm gonna be tempted. Maybe what I should do is do it in this mission just restarted, but I probably won't do that. I'm going to take this one seriously. And hopefully I don't break anything. Hopefully it's not glass in there. I don't see anything fragile on boxes. So definitely, hopefully it's not too fragile. And she said it can take some turbulence, and obviously we can't control the weather. So let's hope that it'll be smoother than some of the other missions. Because I would say some of the other missions I've done, it really was shaking up the cabin. So those packages probably get damaged. Make it flat back. Return all that stuff. At least in this mission, the trees look great. Not to jinx myself. They don't look like cliffs or monuments, or just these big boulders. They actually look like trees. So I'm not sure there was an update. It just happens that this area of the world is better simulated. Obviously, there's a lot of updates that happen in the background because of the fact is that it's all web-based. So you might not see a whole summary of updates like you did in 2020, where every time you knew when updates were happening. Okay, and let's go. Let's get this show on the road. So like I said, I'm not going to have the full video. I'm going to edit once I take off, and I feel like there's not much going on because of the fact is it's about an hour flight, and there's no need to. Let's go to full power. What am I doing here? We're not in a. Whoa, we are not in a A330. Little bumpy there. That was unintentional. Sorry about that. But anyway, yeah. So I got a feeling it's going to be probably a very uneventful flight. Hopefully, and I will be editing this to kind of get us to our destination and see what they say at the end. But first, let's kind of level off here and see if there's anything special they're going to tell us that you might learn or I might learn. So let's give it a minute or two and get up here to that 500-foot mark. Not sure if we need to keep climbing or level off. We're going to put our flaps up because we're getting speed here. Alright, so now we got to just keep climbing. We got 36 nautical miles to go. Alright then. So you kind of are on your own when you take off in this mission. And in the future, I definitely will, at least for myself, look at VRF charts or some other means to get myself there. Because obviously, right now we have guidance, but I think it would be nice to actually at some point kind of lose the crutch. Because I do feel like it's kind of nice in the beginning, but I think it would be better to actually have the option to maybe turn these off, and then not see every destination, every market. It kind of makes it easier, less challenging, obviously. But I think I prefer the challenge of trying to find my own way to that airport. I think that'd be interesting. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna keep climbing here. There's the music. Sounds like we're almost on track here. So I'm going to throttle down. Trim the plane like we always do. And actually, one more thing I'll say before I do fast forward to the end. Once I get this aircraft kind of stabilized here and trimmed up, because I'm way above now in altitude. So let's slow down a little bit more. Is every now and then, especially on these long flights, you may have to switch the fuel selector to a different tank. I don't want to go too far off track, but remember, you have this fuel selector right there. So if you're going to start seeing that you're running out of fuel, and you're going to have this caution alert blinking at you, and you're going to see that this fuel tank, which looks like it's already out of balance at this point, is going to run low on you. You may want to just go ahead and just switch that to the other tank. And now we're pulling fuel from the other tank, which should at some point equalize the airplane, but that way you don't run out of fuel. There's mountains right in front of me. I kind of want to get up a little bit above them because they did tell us the packages need to come in one piece. They can't be shaken up too badly. So what I want to do is I want to make sure I don't fly too close. And I'm actually going to try to follow the brackets here. Too close to the peaks of those mountains, because there might be more turbulence as air is moving across those hills and valleys. And one thing we do not want to get ourselves into a situation is some turbulent air that's going to throw those packages around and damage anything in there. So anyway, like I said, I want to fast forward and see you closer towards the landing site. So here we are. We're about 5 miles away from it. 5 nautical miles away from the airport. I'm going to start to descend a little bit. Please contact arrival airport and announce position. Okay. So we could say where we are, but we're not going to be landing yet. We want to fly over the airfield first. If you look at your screen right here, you will see
Alpha, Delta Traffic Cessna,
which runway we should be landing
Delta
on.
Quebec 5 miles northwest 2100. Ford inbound to land runway 25.
So we're going to initiate our descent here. So it shows that we took off on runway 29. We're going to be landing on runway 25. And it tells you right here we have 4.1 nautical miles to go. So that's useful information right there, because you know which runway, at least in this case, is set up in a nav. But you also want to fly over the airfield, see if there's the windsock and what the windsock is telling us to do. Now, I did fly on autopilot for this mission. I will actually, you know what? In one of my future videos, I will talk about how to turn on the autopilot. This isn't too complicated in this aircraft. You have the autopilot button right here. You can adjust your heading indicator by this knob, and you can use this to select the heading to follow that. As well, you have a hold altitude right here, and if you have navigation built into it, you could use that also and use the navigation that's put into the system. So I'm not sure where this airfield is now, which is actually pretty good because I need to fly over it. And I feel like I should fly, like they told us, perpendicular to the runway. Oh, I think that's it right there. That's the airfield right in front of us. So we're going to go do that, see if we can find the windsock. Obviously, it wants us to come into runway 29 or 25. 29 is where we took off. Runway 25, and it's a grass field. So far, the packages are still intact. I haven't lost one yet. I did not count them before, did not count them after, but I think they are all in there. I hope there's no trees in the runway for me to land on. I did use the helicopter in just kind of free flight mode. I wanted to check something and start it up, and I selected an area where it was a helicopter pad, but when it placed you in location, you were in the middle of the trees, so as soon as you tried to take off, it would crash you. And that was not fun. But here it looks like we have a lot of grass field. I do not see the sock, so I'm gonna keep on going here and hoping that they want us to enter, although I kind of screwed this up a little bit, but enter the pattern here. I'm going to start trimming the aircraft as well, because I don't want to be coming at 100 knots. I want to slow down just a little bit before we get to the final. And what I might do is I might fly a little bit past final marker there, because the fact is that I want to, or I'm not going to turn right when they want us to, because a lot of times I feel like they just drop us into the runway. So I'm going to give myself a little bit more distance, so that way I won't feel as I'm nosediving the plane down. I'm going to try to hold this altitude at 1,000 feet above sea level, just so that way I can lose some airspeed, and then I'm going to engage the flaps, and I'm hoping that's going to be good enough for us to come in at a good angle. I feel it's always better to not nosedive into these airfields like they have us do sometimes. So like I said, I'm going to fly past the final a little bit, throttle down a little bit, just to keep losing airspeed. And when that will happen, I'll give myself some flaps, we'll turn around, and head for airfield. So here I'm going to give some flaps now. It looks like I'm in the safe speed, indicated by the white line in your speed indicator. And then we'll throttle down a little bit more just to start descending, and we're going to turn around. Just trim the aircraft because it's still trying to drop. I mean, the nose is dropping. What we can also do is you can give yourself a little bit more flaps. Obviously, at some point you have to do that as well. So we're going to come in at a much slower descent rate, and hopefully we're going to be aligned with the runway here. Let's take a look. I still can't see anything because there's the runway. I see it. So I'm also going to give myself a little bit more flaps here. That's going to slow down the aircraft significantly. So just keep that in mind. So you're going to need to add some throttle here to keep the aircraft from stalling it out on you. And let's see if we can, how it's going to handle that. That's 65 knots. So there's the airfield right there, I think. Perfect. It's actually well trimmed for that 65 knot speed. I'm gonna
500.
keep coming down now. Just gotta make sure you stay above the trees though. So you definitely want to stay above the tree line. So I'm gonna try to position those trees right at the edge of my dash as I am descending here. And I think I might have to increase my descent rate. I think I still kind of well, it's a little more difficult to judge because there's the trees and I think I have enough runway in front of me, but we'll see. So this is interesting. We're on final. I don't expect anybody else to be here. We're in Madagascar, in this some remote island.
Alpha, Delta traffic Cessna 5 Romeo. Hotel Delta Quebec is on final runway 25 to land.
I'm gonna go full flaps here because I want to come in really slow. So that way we have as much time. As much time to, I guess, come into the runway because we don't want to come in too fast because we don't have a lot of runway in front of us here. So it looks like things are going okay. And just pull up, throttle down. And we're on the runway. Speed. Hopefully we don't overshoot the runway. I'm not sure where the exit is. Exit the runway. Okay. Where? I could just stop right here. There's no houses, nothing. So I'm just going to, I guess, turn myself around here and exit the runway because I don't know where the exit of the runway is. Let's see. There's no indications here as of where the runway is. Oh, that's cool. I like the tracks that we have left behind. I think I'm still in the airport. But yeah, let's give ourselves here a little gas to get moving. Increase the throttle a little bit. Exit the runway. I'm not sure where they want us to go. I guess there we go. And stop your aircraft. I guess here it's a little bit more realistic as of not having a taxiway. You kind of just find yourself a good parking spot and you park there. And I think a good parking spot is going to be right on top of this hill. So that we're kind of out of the way if somebody else were to come in and land. Ooh, bumpy. I think it's more turbulent over here than was the whole flight. The whole flight was pretty smooth. There was no turbulence at all, which was a change from all the other missions. So we're gonna park right here. I think that way it gives anybody enough space to land on. Apply the brake. I do like this actually. This one, it said exit the runway, but it didn't say hold short of the runway or taxi on this invisible taxiway. I do like this one when it comes to landing. You can just park wherever you want because that's how it would be in real life. So let's shut down the aircraft now and see what the result is. So I'm going to turn the mixture off, and the airplane's just going to come to an off situation, and let's see. Airline procedures perfect. Ensure cargo integrity. I'm not sure how I got only 83%. It was a very smooth flight, but you know what? I got S for this, so I get extra bonus points. I like it. This one's easy. I'm not sure. It's hard to screw this one up. I'm not sure if you can fail that one, but like I said, I will one day try to see if I can get the cargo to fly in the cockpit. So, wow, that's a big jump in my reputation. I like it. And we're gonna go to level 16. Just bypass level 15, why not? Awesome. So there you go. Nothing new opened up. I think we go to missions. Now we're gonna see just cargo available throughout the area of what we have unlocked. Oh, not a lot of missions here, but that's okay. Well, there's a few over here. But let's see if there's any cargo that becomes unlocked for me. I'm not sure. It looks like ferry flights. Not seeing too much cargo. I'm not sure if there's a special indication for cargo or not. Because, for example, like this looks the same as a plane, but it's for a helicopter. So it might be that it's just mixed in. I think we go to mission types. These are what looks like still non-cargo. They're ferries and discovery flights in a way. So I'm sure we're going to see more and more of them. But anyway, I got a few more to unlock. That'll be for another video. So I hope you enjoyed this one. If it was helpful, leave a comment. If you want to know something, how to do something, also leave a comment. And hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed it. So thanks for watching. Bye.